Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. So good. Good morning, Keels. How are you? So good, I hope. So good. I'm still coloring on my toilet paper wrapper. It was more time consuming than I thought, but it helped pass the time, that's for sure. And I just dreamed up all the ways that I could use it. And I have, so this is one side, right? So I have all of these circles, all these rings to color. Then I have the other whole side. And I grabbed another one because, you know, all the artsy things, Good morning, Valerie. I have missed you too. Good morning, Donna. How are you this morning? So good, I hope. Ready to get artsy this morning. It feels nice to be in my studio again, that's for sure. Although I showed you, I can make art anywhere. That's for sure. It calms my soul. When things are crazy, I always know that it's there to just kind of gives me something else to think about and helps me work stuff out in my head. So if you were wondering, I'm using my two favorite pink Prismacolor pencils. Hot pink, which we all know doesn't really look like hot pink, and processed red, which doesn't look like red at all either. But remember, these are for, processed red is a printmaker's color. Anyway, here we go. Just coloring. So I hope that you all have all been making art with me. Thanks, Nancy. How are you this morning? You know what's so funny, Nancy? Now that I've met you in real, true life, I can picture you saying good morning to me because you did for 3 days. It was lovely. Anyway, so you get the idea. So I was thinking about, while I was away, I was thinking about how I would use this. I wanted to incorporate it on an art journaling page. And so I was thinking about, like, would I cut it up? Would I tear it? I don't know all of that just yet. If you're brand new here, let's get that out of the way. If you're brand new here, if you would follow, like, and subscribe to Corbiere-Scott Designs on the following platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, that would be greatly appreciated. And then please ask to join Stitch Along with Anne Facebook group and Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook group. Both of those, because those are Facebook groups, you can post photos in either one of those groups, and that's where the good stuff happens. All the good sharing. So anyway, and then for all things Anne Artsy, please go to AnneCorbiereScottDesigns.com. Okay, so I have so many things to talk to you about besides toilet paper wrappers. Remember we had started, I'm telling you, hotels, restaurants, those are the places to go to find that weird single roll wrapped toilet paper. Okay, so remember we created these, this is going back now. Remember we created these pages with distress ink. I used distress inks, but you could use whatever you wanted. And then we we softened so we stamped with a distress ink. We made paint with distress ink, and then distress oxide ink actually. And then I stamped with it, and then we kind of pulled that color toward the center, and then used some complementary colors. This was done on a vintage papeterie sheet. And then when I was done with, and then this one I did, this was another vintage papeterie sheet. And then I did some mark making with some Posca pens and some gel pens. I did a lot of this in the hospital. Oh, that page I want to talk to you about. This one I did my floral washi tape. I just filled the whole page with floral washi tape, but then I had this little strip. You know, I can't waste. And so I had this little strip from this page, this ledger paper, that I did that same process on. And then when I trimmed it off to put on the page, I had this little strip. And so I used it to edge the washi tape page. And then this page, I had this strip from the washi tape page, and I put it on the ledger page. And then I had this strip of a bit of washi that I had cut off, and it was on my craft mat, and I painted it with whatever leftover paint I had. And so just like use everything you've got. Do you know what I mean? Just use everything you've got, because it'll all kind of, you know, it all adds visual interest and depth to your creation. Good morning, Bran. So glad you're here. And then let's see, what did I do? On this one, here's where the other part of that painted washi tape was, and a cutoff piece from this page went here. And these will just continue to grow. Remember, we've talked about that art journals are kind of just always a work in progress. You're always adding. So I wanted to talk to you about this page that I created, and I had talked about it while I was at the hospital with my mom. So my mom is little by little, day by day, slowly taking baby steps toward the positive side. And so, if you know, I did want to talk to you guys about, if you felt compelled, she would certainly appreciate some cheerful cards. So I have her address here for my mom and dad. I thought it would be good to decorate her. So she's in a rehab facility now, and will be there for quite a while. And so I wanted to just fill her room with cheer. So you don't have to, certainly, but if you feel compelled, here's her address. Their last name is Corbiere, 1620 Davitt, Sault Ste. Marie. So you can just write SSM, MI for Michigan, 49783. Hi, Sammy. How are you today? Anyway, so she will be there for quite a while. And like I said, I felt like this was, it would be fun to fill her room with some cheer. I'm home now for a little bit, but I will be going back to help my dad and do whatever I can for my mom. And so, but my nephew is there now, and I feel like I can breathe a little bit. Oh, thank you, Tam. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Nancy. Good morning, Beth. How are you today? So I was just talking about my mom. You know, that's why I was gone. Her name, oh, I'm sorry. Her name is well, her name is Joanne, but it's spelled, you know what, just put Joe. She'll be so happy if it just said Joe. So she's in the hospital. She was in the hospital. That's where I was, in Petoskey, and then she was moved back up to the Sioux, which is so good because then my dad can sleep in his own bed and be with his little doggy and go to visit her any old time he wants, because the rehab place is very close to their house. And so anyway, if you would like to, she would so appreciate some cheerful cards. Anyway, that's that. So while she was in the hospital, you know, I can't not sketch. So I have this little notebook that I sketch in all the time. And here's one day. One day, her doctor was Dr. Anderson. And then I was thinking about those keychains, you know, that hotels have. I love those keychains. And I was like, ooh, I could do some art with that. What am I going to do? I don't know. Yeah, so Nancy, so when we were all in Petoskey, Teresa and I got a hotel room at the Hampton Inn. Big surprise, Nance. And I go, Teresa, look, we're home. Because we had been together, you know, for the retreat, and then she went home for a couple days, and then we were back together again. So I got lots of good sister time, that's for sure. Thank you, Keels. So it's spelled Joan, but it's pronounced Joanne. But if you just write Joe, she'll be so happy. She'll be so happy, because that's what her friends call her. Okay, so this was, I think, one of the first days. And so I noticed, because Debbie Pack had talked to us about her daughter getting a daisy pin. And so I noticed that one of her nurses had 3 daisies on her name tag. And nurses get that when they do extraordinary acts. And so they set themselves apart. And so Gretchen had 3. And so I was so grateful. And I said, Trace, look, she has 3 daisy pins. So we were like, hey, we just learned what those were about. And congratulations. We're so glad you're our mom's nurse. Blah, 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 blah. And then that day it started to snow. And the hospital room is right on the water of Grand Traverse Bay. And so it was so good. We've spent so much time at that hospital, my sister and I, for our mom and our dad, and now our mom again. But it is located right on the water, and so if you grow up by the water like that, it's kind of an interesting phenomenon. You can watch the weather come across the water. It's just the most magical thing. I mean, you can watch fog like come all the way across Grand Traverse Bay, which feeds into Lake Michigan. So it's a vast, vast body of water. Anyway, so we watched that day. It was 65 in the morning, and then it started to snow and was a whiteout by afternoon. That's Michigan for you. And in the evening, my mom luckily had this room that had a window that looked out over the water. And every evening about 5:30, my sister and my dad and I would gather. There was a little couch in front of the window, and there were starlings that flew in formation out just outside our window. And it was so, I wanted to remember that. It was so, oh my gosh, you guys, it was just magnificent to see. I know that lots of people don't like starlings because they eat their produce, or they eat, do you know what I mean? But it was a very cool thing to see. And then one day, I tried to read aloud to my mom, and I was reading Hillary and Chelsea Clinton's Gutsy Women book. And as I was reading to her, I happened to look down at her hospital gown, and this was the pattern. It was just these kind of rounded hexagons that had like almost like a flower in the center. So I knew I wanted to remember that. And Casey was one of her billion medical people that were in and out of the room that you're supposed to try and, remember. Anyway, I wanted to share with that a little bit with you, because when I I have to get it out of my head and down on paper, but then it just keeps living in my head. I can it'll just keep swirling around. So one day, this doctor came in the room, and her name was Dr. Naylor, and she walked in the room, and Teresa and I both just turned and looked at each other and were like, Keely. She very much resembled Keely, and she had the most magnificent scarf, and I was like, you really remind me of my friend Keely, and she's a scarf wearer too. And these were the colors in the scarf. And so on this one page of hospital notes, I wrote down the colors of the scarf. So, and then there was this piece of artwork in the, right in the entrance of the hospital. There were these big, I posted a picture of it, these big gray panels of felt, and they had these funky kind of shapes cut out of them. And so I just took both of those elements, the colors of Dr. Naylor's scarf and the shape of those cutouts, and I kind of created this, and I'm just madly in love with it. And I don't know if this will continue to grow or what I'll do next with it. I drew them first with pencil, and then I went over them with my microns, and then I did some stippling, and then I did some mark making in the little areas, like the line work around each of the shapes. Then I painted in the centers. I don't know what else I'm going to do with that, but I just know that I really liked this color combination. This should have been a darker, it was much more navy. Her scarf was much more navy, and so I've been playing and playing and playing with that in my head. And so I hope that that happens for you too. I hope that you see something and kind of work it out in your art journal. That's what an art journal is for, working things out and experimenting and playing and exploring colors and shapes and textures and patterns, all of those things. That's what this is for. So just note, you don't just create the pages that you create along with me. We have lots and lots of pages in here, and an art journal is cheap, right? It's in this class, it's 50 cents at back to school time, right? So anyway, I wanted to convey that I did 4 pages with this technique, with the stamping and painting with a water-based medium, right? So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So I have 4 places to play with that technique. Like, what else can I do with it? How can I grow it? So I wanted to do the same thing with this. And so here's what I'm thinking for today. I'm thinking that I'm really feeling the, when I was playing with this, I was really feeling neurographic art vibes, but I didn't want it to be completely neurographic, this one. But this one, I feel like I would love to do like a 2-page spread of neurographic art, right? But I want to use those same colors. I want to play with those colors just a little bit more. So I'm feeling like I want to just start tracing some circles, all different sizes of circles. I have all these things to trace, circles, circles, circles. Or maybe I just do organic circles. I don't know. So that's what I'm feeling like I want to play with. I want to just fill it with circles and then start the process of creating the neurographic art to fill the 2 pages. Hey, Linda, how are you? So, Linda, we talked earlier about the pages that we've been working on, the 4 that we created last time I was home, which feels like 3 months ago. This page, this page, this page, and this page, right? And how we just continue to grow those as we go. And if you find, and we've talked about this before, if you find a technique or a color combo or something, do it in many different ways, and then it will just really become part of your artsy arsenal in your noggin. Do you know what I mean? You'll start to be like, okay, what else can I do with that? How can I take that one step further? How can I stretch my creative muscle, right? So this is, as I was saying, Dr. Naylor's scarf, and I was really digging the color combo. This is the colors from one of my mom's doctor's scarves. And as an artist, you'll notice that. That sets us apart. We notice color combinations, we notice patterns, and sometimes we're not able to snap a picture. Like I couldn't just go up to Dr. Naylor and go, hey, can I snap a picture of your scarf on the back of your neck? But I did make a mental note of those colors, and I had to do what I often have to do, and that's take a snapshot in my mind. Just take a snapshot in my mind of whatever the thing is that I want to remember. So maybe it's the pattern, maybe it's florals, maybe it's colors, maybe it's textures, whatever that is. Sometimes you have to, because you're unable to snap a picture with your phone, you need to trust yourself to snap a picture in your mind. And sometimes that's easy and sometimes that's hard. But just know that we can do it, right? I did get something new so I had lots of time sitting in a hospital room to do some online shopping. And so, I love a good pen. And so I've already swatched them. Okay. I've had 1 or 2 of these in the past, I think. These are gel pens, but they're matte finish. They're called Matte Hop, and they're by Pentel, and I got mine from, the big A. And I did, let me see. There we go. There, they're called Matte Hop. And here are the colors that I got the 14 pack. Pink, orange, violet, brown, green, sky blue, coral pink. Shut up, look at that. Yellow, green, red, orange, yellow, blue, ivory, white, and black. So I have big plans for these guys. Big plans. But I wanted to talk to you about those a little bit. I have some Saguaros that I have started to paint. So I thought, what if I played with, I wonder if this will color on top of on top of, well, let's try it right now, Keels. So this is watercolor. So let's try it. Not bad coverage. Not bad coverage, you guys. So I'm feeling like I might want to do a couple of layers. So I want to do, so this is the pink, right? But I think I might want to add some other, so maybe that ivory on here, maybe some of the yellow orange. I don't know. I'm just feeling like I might want to. So it's working okay on top of watercolor, Keels. I haven't tried it on top of acrylics just yet, but I will. I'm liking that. What do you guys think? I know it looks dark right now, but I feel like I should be able to what if we do this? Do some kind of like some crazy stippling. With the green on green. Kind of liking that. What do you think? Maybe. Liking that. And then I will continue to watercolor the flower, and then I don't know, play a little bit more. So you guys, I have tried, so I just read, and this is so crazy. So I'm sure you're all familiar with Shel Silverstein, right? Who wrote Where the Sidewalk Ends and The Giving Tree, right? So did you know that he was also a prolific songwriter? He wrote many, many country songs in kind of the 70s-ish. So he wrote songs for, I didn't know that he was a songwriter. You guys, I'm loving this so much. It's just like already bringing it all to life. Look at the difference. Look at the difference between this arm of the saguaro and this one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have too much fun with these. And it is drying matte. So it's, you can tell when it's wet, it's still a little bit shiny, right? But when it's dry, it is matte. And I am here for that. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have so much fun with these. So just know, I think it was a little over $20, maybe for 14. There is a smaller set that is 8, I think, maybe. Anyway, so Shel Silverstein. So so he wrote songs for Johnny Cash, Loretta Lynn, Waylon Jennings, Dr. Hook. He wrote Cover of the Rolling Stones. I love that song. He wrote songs for Bobby Bear. He won 2 Grammys, and he worked for Playboy. He wrote over 800 songs. And his whole book writing career. How crazy is that? Okay, I have all these notes. that I'm going to just start drawing my circles on these pages. I think I'm going to go organic. You know me. You know me. I think I'm going to go one way and then, well, it never really happens that way. I have all of these pens. I'm just going to pull out and then I'll just start drawing. That's my plastic nib, which I think is fast becoming my favorite because I don't stand the chance of breaking it. Oh, you know what I should do? Oh, let's use that black. Let's use that black, that new black matte hop. Oh, everybody take a drink. I have my big Keeley cup today. Let's use this and see how we do. So these 2 pages have been prepped with watercolor ground. And I'm just doing really random circles. But I want some of my circles to go there we go. So isn't that crazy about Shel Silverstein? Did anybody know that about him? That is just amazing to me. I think I want to leave this open for for maybe a sentiment or I don't know. Okay, so now I want to have all of these areas that I want to connect. And I'm going to do it with black. I'm just kind of winging it, you guys. I really don't have a plan. I said neurographic, and I kind of have that in my head, but I kind of want to do what just kind of flows out naturally. So I'm coloring in with this black matte gel pen. I'm kind of digging that. So it looks so shiny when I color it in, and then it's just going to turn matte, and that's just beautiful. Right? So now I'm finding myself, I'm just coloring in kind of these big chunks of in between. I'm just filling those in. Kind of digging that. But then I'm really feeling like I want to do some mark making in these openings, right? So maybe I want to do some line work. So this one kind of goes like that. So let's continue to fill that in. I love this kind of line work. I love this kind of mark making. I just feel like it's so effective, right? I could do circles, I could do whatever hits me. And then I really want to play with that color palette again. Oh, Ornamentally Yours is at the end of this month. So be looking, I am teaching a class called Rubber Baby Buggy Bumpers. There is, it is, I didn't write down the date, you guys, but it's March, like 20, Keels, can you look for me, please? It's like the 21st through the 23rd or something, and I think I'm Saturday. So, just be on the lookout for that. I'm almost positive I'm up Saturday. This is drying so pretty. It's going to be artsy, Nancy. You know it, sister. You know, it is free to sign up. And you know, I am not a projecty person very often. I'm a processy person. So you're going to learn a process. I mean, it's sort of a project. You'll see. You'll see. I'll put, I'm sure Lindsay's going to ask us to put like our supplies and all of that up. Probably this week. But it's a two-parter. As is often the case. Right? Thank you, Keels. Thank you. My whole life is so topsy-turvy, you guys. Oh, I did find the quote that I want to put on this page down here. And I wrote it. And isn't that crazy how you find the quote and then you make the art to go with the quote? Or sometimes you make the art and then you find the quote. Life's crazy that way, isn't it? So, art exists because life is not enough. And that's a quote from Brazilian poet Ferreira Goulart. So I will hand letter that down here in the corner in some kind of way. Everybody take a drink. Oh, it's nice to have my big cup back. It's nice to be in my studio again. I feel like this is going to take a little bit, and that's good, because I kind of need something like this. Do you know what I mean? Where you just need something that just kind of takes you away a little bit. Oh my gosh, my hair. So I had to cancel a hair appointment while I was gone. And she said, hey, so I said, I'm home for a little bit. Do you have an opening? And she was like, I have an opening for 4 o'clock today. And this was like 3 something. And can I tell you, you know, when you're in the hospital, not in the hospital, but when you're in the hospital with someone, everything kind of falls to the wayside, including like washing my hair. And I was like, I cannot come and see you. I haven't washed my hair in days. And she was like, oh, and. But then she had an opening for today. So thank you. I think I'm going to do some more of this line work down here. There's something about like repetitive line making to me that is so calming for my heart and soul and my mind, which often needs to be calmed. Almost there. I did find my comfort book, but I forgot it upstairs this morning. So I'll read out of something else this morning. But no, next week I will have my comfort book back. I know, it's kind of crazy, Valerie, isn't it? How, my sister and I were talking about, like, when she was in the hospital, it was, there was kind of a routine, right? You're kind of living on the hospital routine. My sister and I, because we stayed at the hotel, we would, get up and get ready in the morning, and then we'd eat breakfast and we'd go to the hospital. Then we'd try really hard to break for lunch, and then we'd try really hard to break for dinner. We hardly ever broke for dinner. And then we would go back to our hotel room in the evening, late in the evening. When we got to the rehab place, because we could be there, we were all over the place, and that was quite disconcerting. Because your brain is just kind of all over the place. And, there's just always so much going on, right? But we could sleep at our mom and dad's house, and that was nice, and we could just eat out of the fridge. I could cook. Do you know what I mean? It was crazy. It was, and my dad was craving that. Because he was like, hey, can you make some soup? One of my niece, Sienna, who many of you met, her family, she has her married family. They're from Montana, and oddly, have some members of their family that live in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, which is a little dinky town. Crazy, I know. Anyway, they brought over trays and left them in my mom and dad's front porch. So there was meat and cheese and crackers kind of tray, and then a vegetable and dip kind of tray, and apples and grapes and caramel stuff tray, and giant thing of water bottles. It was so perfect. It was so perfect because we could just load up a Ziploc bag and take that with us, and then we could kind of eat as we were able to. Anyway, but my dad gets very concerned with lots of food left in his house. That he can't handle waste. Wonder where I got that from. And so he was like, will you make some vegetable soup out of that? All those vegetables. He was afraid that we wouldn't eat all the vegetables. And so I did, and it was, oh my gosh, Sammy, I can't tell you how perfect it was. It was just perfect. It was perfect for us to eat at the end of the day if we didn't feel like making something. It was just perfect. Anyway, so I made vegetable soup, and then he was like, hey, do you feel like making chili? So I made chili, and then he can have that in his freezer too, Oh my gosh, I found this other thing that I was like, oh, it was super helpful to me. So I thought, well, if it's helpful to me, maybe my pals would like it too. Okay, so let me finish this all the way around. You guys, I'm really liking that little bits of, those little bits of mark making. I feel like that's really adding another layer, don't you? I feel like I want to just keep going with that. Okay, so here's what I found. Sad has 3 letters, but so does joy. Fall has 4 letters, but so does rise. Curse has 5 letters, but so does bless. Ignore has 6 letters, but so does listen. Enemies has 7 letters, but so does friends. Immature has 8 letters, but so does maturity. Ignorance has 9 letters, but so does knowledge. Negativity has 10 letters, but so does positivity. You have 2 realities to choose from. It's up to you to decide which one you want to live. You guys, that's as good as a comfort book passage, I thought. I thought that one was so good that I just had to share it with you because, and I need to like somehow incorporate it in my art journal, I think. Everybody take a drink. Oh, so I came home to some packages. And one of the things I came home to was, so my friend Audrey owns a store in Marshall, Michigan. Linda, you know what I'm talking about. And I've drawn lots of stamps for her and designed some stickers for her. And we love working together. Anyway, but she always finds the coolest little gifty things. So are you ready for it? Because it's something that I have a million of. This little tiny globe pencil sharpener. Stop it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Right? And look how you clean it out. This pops out. And there's all my shavings inside. I don't know if you can see them. There. How cute is that? You know, I just like to have little interesting things like that on my desk. I just loved it. Oh! And, you know, I have had so many crazy birthdays, and this was no different because I was in the hospital with my mom. But look at this birthday card that I got from my pal, Keely. It's so beautiful, Keels. It's so beautiful. It just, look at the envelope. It just made me so happy. Thank you, Keely. Thank you so much. And her, you know, I will just tell you, the thing that means the most to me in life are words. Someone's words from their heart. And Keely filled it with words from her heart. And that was it for me. That was it for me. And from Jeff, for Valentine's Day, I got these earrings that I meant to show you, and I'll bring them down tomorrow so you can see. I showed them to the people at the retreat. From Shinola, which is a Michigan company. It is, they do lots of, they are most known for their watches. But every now, and they do some leather works also, like they do some bags and journals that are covered in leather. I think they also do bicycles. Anyway, they have little pieces of jewelry every now and again. And Jeff got me these earrings that were two little rectangles. One was the love letter and one was the envelope. P.O. Box 5391, Peoria, Arizona, 85385. I haven't checked my P.O. box since I've been back. I will do that today. Oh, this is making me so happy. Slower address. Let me find a clean hunk of paper. P.O. Thank you, Keels. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Keels. So I will say I am giving these a very good rating. These matte hop pens, gel pens. It very much writes like a gel pen, like you still get that same feel, but then it dries matte, and it's so cool. And you know I'm all about the colors, all the different colors. So I feel like I want to do this 2-page layout. You do need these pens, Tam. Yes, I did see that. I did see that, Valerie. I just love beam paints. I just love them. That's for dang sure. That is for dang sure. They were one of my sponsors of my retreat. Hey, Michelle, how are you? There we go. I was just talking about Ornamentally Yours and my Rubber Baby Buggy Bumpers class. And I'm playing with these. I had bought one somewhere, who knows where I bought it. These matte hop matte gel pens. And I just bought the, I love you too, sister. I got the whole pack of them. I got 14 of them. There is a store called Calliope, and it's a stationery store in Massachusetts. And she, I think, sells these open stock. So you could buy individual colors. I buy lots of, you know, because I like to support a small business. If we don't support them, they're going to go away. She sells a lot of pens that are, oh my gosh. This set I got on Amazon. Sorry, Michelle. I'll send, you know what? I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. Anyway. Calliope. She sells lots of pens and cards that are just so cool. Like so unusual. And that's us, right? We want something that's unusual. Not the same as everybody else. Because we're not the same as anybody else. Da-da! Okay, what about, do one down here. Okay, do I have, nope, this one. Okay. I'm liking that. This, I think I need to continue this line and then, because it just kind of stopped. And now I'm wondering if, like right here, what if I colored that in black? Because there's no rules, right? It's my page, right? It's your page in your art journal. You can do whatever you ding dang please. Let's do that one black. Let's do that little area black. Me too, Valerie. It just kind of organically happens. That one can be black right there. Guys, I'm loving it so much. And remember, just keep turning that substrate so it's easy on your hand and so your hand doesn't scrape across wet ink. There we go. So I just see this as just a continuing work in progress. I'm just going to continue to grow it, grow it, grow it. However, whatever kind of inspires me along the way. Oh, I'm digging that. Right, so I can do this, and then I can certainly start to fill in my circles with color. And remember, we want to continue on with Dr. Naylor's scarf, right? We're going to fill some color, and then maybe I'll do something on top. I don't know, Tam. Whatever kind of happens. Whatever kind of happens. Everybody take a drink. You know me. There's not often a plan. I mean, kind of a loose plan, but nothing too set in stone. I think I want to do some more lines. I just want to keep going, but I'm also feeling like I want to fill these big spaces with color, but then I'm feeling like I really want to like fill these bits. Like if it's a large enough space, I would like to fill that in with like complementary colors within that same palette. Do you know what I'm saying? So my palette is navy blue, olive green, lavender, cream, and light blue. So I know that I want to paint this background cream. I'm feeling that. But now I really wanted to include cream. But now I'm feeling like maybe I don't want to paint the background because I certainly don't want to paint over my stippling. I'm really liking the impact that has. So I'm going to explore other ways to implement cream, which this pen is certainly in the forefront of my mind because it's ivory white and it's matte, so it's not going to compete with anything else I kind of have going on here. So totally digging that idea. And I have all these other pages. Like this page, I really want to, well, this page is the one that I'm feeling like I want to include a bit of this tissue paper cover thing. And I'm feeling like, because I have like so many round things, right? I've repeated the round elements here. My flowers are all very round, and these are round. So, but I do have some linear pieces, right? It's on graph paper. Could you get more linear than that? So I was thinking maybe I would cut a circle out of this down here, or maybe up here. I don't know. Maybe I just cut little organic circles out of it and incorporate those somehow. I don't know exactly. But it's starting to percolate in my noggin. It's just having to, nah, you don't need to hurry anything when it comes to an art journal, Valerie. Promise. You don't need to hurry at all. Take your sweet time. So I don't know what I'm kind of feeling like I want to add some, like a big black element here. I don't know exactly what just yet. And then I have this page that I really want to add something right here. Maybe that kind of goes above and below this anchor point right here. Kind of digging that idea. This, absolute bliss. This, love it. Absolute bliss. So, I hope that you are inspired artistically and you create a page of circles and circles and circles, and you go out and get yourself some matte gel pens to play with, because you know, who doesn't love a new art supply? I don't know. I sure do. I sure do. It's a nice diversion from all the ick. Thank you so much for joining me. I so appreciate it. I wish you knew how much you mean to me, really and truly. Thank you so much. If you're watching this on the replay, be sure to leave me a, let's go with pink heart today. Leave a pink heart. Hey, Joe, how are you? Joe and I took high school art together. Oh my gosh, for 4 years. 4 years of artsy bliss. We had ourselves a time. And he used to cut my hair. Oh, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I will be on again, hopefully next Tuesday. I will try to write a newsletter today to send out tomorrow. We have some really exciting things happening in Corbiere-Scott Designs. Joe is in Michigan. He's in Bay City. And he does beautiful artwork. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. He designs these crazy dolls and figurines for, I don't remember the name of the company, Joe. Tell me the name of the company. Oh, what's the name of the company, Joe? I just don't remember. Anyway, let's meet again on Tuesday. I think that I will still be home. I need to refuel my tank until then. And so yesterday I just laid on the couch and caught up on DVR shows and ate the last frozen cookie from the retreat and laid on the couch all day. So I can't do that today. That was yesterday's plan. Today needs to have its own new plan. I adore you all. Thanks so much for joining me and for all your support. It means the world. Thank you so much, everybody. And I will see you on Tuesday. Don't forget to open your email tomorrow. Bye, everybody.